Hi everyone! Come along with Articon as we host a training at Glidewell and take a tour of their facilities today. We've finally arrived at Glidewell after hitting a little bit of traffic, so come on inside with us. First, we checked in at reception, and then we headed straight up into the implant department to where the training was being hosted. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at the training that we did for Glidewell. They recently purchased some new licenses off of us for our Exocad software. So here's one of our employees just showing them new features and tricks so that they can get the most out of this. We got to take a look around the office and see that everyone was busy at work. And then we saw this vending machine, but it's actually used for tools for everyone to do their projects. In this room, we have a 3D printing workflow that the implant department uses. It's definitely one of the many 3D printing rooms all over Glidewell, but it was still pretty cool to see, and they definitely have a lot of printers. Here we are taking a short little walk through the implant department. It's definitely really cool seeing what's going on behind the scenes and just hearing more about what life's like at Glidewell. And now we're walking into the next room over to meet with some of the managers here. We recently milled a sample for them out of this GCAM material, and here we are just discussing some of its properties. It's very popular recently, and it's great because it's durable and FDA approved, and they're just taking a closer look at it. It's best for all-in-4 restorations. So right next to the office, we were given a pretty in-depth tour of the Designing and Processing Center. And as you can see, all the employees are working on their projects and their orders. And one of them was actually nice enough to give us an in-depth explanation of how everything works, their software, and the workflow they go through. And here he is kind of just showing us all of the materials they use. Right after, we made our way on over to another building where we were given a tour of their Asiga printer room, which was pretty amazing to look at. We have never seen so many Asigas in one room, and every single one of them was working on something. And usually that was like a design that they had for a customer, some orders, and you can see on the screen here that they're going right now, every single one of them. And another one of the workers showed us something that had just finished, and we thought that this one was pretty cool. You can see it was made out of a clear blue resin, and they made a couple different versions in on there. Here we are walking down another hallway in another building, and it's really crazy how big this place is. It feels like it goes on for miles and miles. And even now, just peeking into all the different rooms, it's interesting to see something different going on in every single one of them. And now we're in one of the biggest rooms we saw there, and everyone was working on something different orders and restorations. Here, someone's working on a wax model, and we got a close-up of that. We got to walk behind the scenes before we ended up in the production room. And something that was really cool about this room that we saw is their fully automated crown production system. So this machine requires no human intervention, and you can see right here all the crowns that are waiting to be milled and the different colors they have. And basically what the machine does is, as it's ordered, it will take out the right color that they need, place it in the milling machine, and then take it out when it's done to be further processed. And this was honestly one of the coolest things we saw. And this machine was fully designed by Glidewell, and you can't find it anywhere else. So it was pretty cool to see it in person. After the crown is milled, it's taken again by the robot and placed onto a conveyor belt. And on this conveyor belt, it's moving through the last steps of the automated process. So here we were explained that this chamber is for drying, and that's kind of the final step of the automated process before it moves on to glazing. So here's a close-up of each crown getting individually glazed to make sure it perfectly matches a patient's teeth, and Glidewell makes sure that every single detail is accounted for. As we move further down the processing line, we got to see all of their furnaces where they place the crowns in after they've been glazed. And then here is a closer look at another automated system they have. As you can see, there's the robot, and it's moving around the crowns just in different areas of processing to be ready to be finally shipped. Here, all the crowns are ready to be shipped out, so they're packaged, and Glidewell offers same-day shipping, and they work around the clock to get it out on time. Now, sadly, our tour of Glidewell is wrapping up, and we're starting to head out. We had an amazing time today getting to see everything that goes on behind the scenes here, and we really hope Glidewell enjoyed Articon's Exocad training.